5 days ago, Ed Lawrence released a video that hit me like a punch to the gut. He talked about finding another creator who had essentially copied his work. His intro, his examples, his research, just rephrased slightly. And as I watched him describe it, I realized with growing horror that he might be talking about me. Have a listen.
So earlier this year, I spotted another creator in my niche who you might watch with a video title almost identical to one of my own. So I clicked on it and straight away I thought, do you know what, that sounds like me. And then I realized, wait, that is actually my intro with a few words changed. And then as I kept watching, I saw them using my examples, my research, insights I've picked up from half a decade were in their video, just rephrased ever so slightly.
That's me. I don't know if I'm who he's actually talking about, but I did that. This is from Ed's recent video about trust, and I'd like to signal boost the lesson from that video. This is about something that can ruin your trust with your audience, and I don't want to see you walking towards the same cliff I fell off. I wish I could do this video unscripted, but that's something that I need more practice with, and I want to make sure that I say what I intended. And I have no idea how to avoid this sounding performative. Hopefully my authenticity bleeds through. Earlier this year, Ed released a video that worked really well, the kind of thing every creator dreams of. Then he made a video breaking down why it works so well and how to make it your own. Ed is someone I deeply respect. A grand majority of the actions I've taken are because Ed paved the way first and shares his knowledge. Most of what I know is from studying his approach. When he shared his video formula, I wanted the same results, and it looked easy enough, so I made my own. That video took off. I was so excited. It was exactly as Ed had said. I was over the moon. Then I made the cardinal sin. I rushed to make the next week's video, and I followed the same plan. Copy Ed. But this time, I didn't make my own version. I took his transcript and rewrote it as mine. Let me show you exactly what I mean.
This video is the fastest and the easiest one that I think I've ever made. It's one of the best performing on this channel.
This video doubled my channel growth overnight. It's one of my best performing videos so far, and one of the easiest I've ever made.
And the framework that I use to make this gets insane results for businesses all over YouTube.
It gets incredible results all over YouTube.
So now I'm going to give you every step to make your own so you can just copy it.
And today I'm giving you the exact blueprint to copy it.
So you can see from the chapters at the bottom of mine here, right? That's it, just like lesson, 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 lesson.
Look at the chapters at the bottom of this video. That's it, just lesson after lesson after lesson. I took his structure, his examples, even his phrasing, and just changed the words enough to make it sound a little bit like me. That isn't inspiration, that's theft. It wasn't until Ed commented on that video that I realized how much of a piece of shit I was. If Ed could see his own work staring back at him, how long before my viewers noticed too? I wasn't inspired by his work, I had stolen it. I didn't even apologize very well. I doubt he even saw this. So let me take a moment to say it properly. Ed, if you happen across this, I'm sorry. There's no excuse. What you've built is genuinely amazing, and what I did was inconsiderate. I'm sure you get a handful of people like this, and I can only imagine, or who are doing things like this. I can only imagine how discouraging that must feel. I'm trying to do better. You've been a great inspiration. The number of times I've been on your sales page, one click away from joining your program, is in the double digits. My playbook is just what you've been teaching all these years. Thanks for the years of hard work. You're a personal hero of mine. This was an eye-opening mistake. I'm happy to say that I haven't done this since, I think. Shortly after I realized how egregious I was, I unlisted that video. This was painful since at the time it was one of my 4 big videos. But like Ed just covered in his most recent video, trust is important. I simply felt bad each time I saw my video, so I took it down. Let's try to turn this into a teaching moment, something I wish I had internalized sooner. The lesson I wish I learned sooner isn't really about systems or workflows, though those matter. It's about respecting the work that other creators put into building something valuable. When you're overwhelmed, when you're trying to maintain consistency while juggling everything else, it's tempting to take shortcuts. I told myself that I was just being efficient, using inspiration like everyone else does. But there's a massive difference between being inspired by someone's approach and essentially photocopying their work. Ed spent years developing his insights, testing his frameworks, building his expertise. When I copied that instead of doing my own work, I wasn't just stealing from him, I was cheating myself out of the growth that comes from genuine experimentation and failure. Everyone is limited by their bandwidth. There's only so much time and energy in the day to do all the things you want to do. And until just recently, I was working a day job, and in order to do all the things I felt like I was supposed to do to grow, I had a few systems in place that weren't up to code.
And then I went on their community wall and I found loads of my own community wall posts just run through A and lightly changed.
Yep, did that one too. Let me share with you what I was doing so you can avoid doing the same mistake and then explain a better way to do it. The system was simple. Go look at other people in my niche, like Ed, Jay, Nate, Marcus, Aprilyn, and many others, and find their best performing community posts. Put them into a spreadsheet. That way, when I wanted to make a community post of my own, I could just go to that list, give it to AI, and ask it to rewrite it. And as you can imagine, that's not a great plan. If you've seen any of my community posts, they look a lot like Ed's, because, again, I'm following his playbook. Here, let me put it on screen so you can see how obviously bad this was. I stopped using this over a month ago. I've gained back some of the bandwidth from quitting my day job and gained the practice at writing after having made a bunch of videos, newsletters, and community posts. Here's a better way to do it. Go to your own videos, and in the same way that you might clip something for a YouTube short, save the lesson in a document. Go to your comments, find the things that people resonated with the most in your videos. Is there a phrase that they keep quoting, or is there something specific they keep sharing? This is gold. You can go to your competitors' comments if you'd like, but I would avoid grabbing their things directly from the community wall. It's too easy to make the same mistake that I did. So what's the alternative when you're overwhelmed and tempted to cut corners? The lesson I wish I had learned sooner was that it's okay to build up to your goals. I strongly believe that YouTube growth is also personal growth. Skills take practice. You don't sit down and write a novel in one sitting. You don't need to start at a full sprint. If you're inspired by someone's work, go deeper than their surface level content. What principles are they applying? What problem are they solving? Then find your own examples, your own angle, your own way of teaching that principle. The goal isn't to avoid influence, it's to transform that influence through your own experience and perspective. The speed will come with practice. I've built a buffer of community posts now and always have some posts scheduled to go live, so now I can just write future ones as I feel inspired rather than out of obligation for an arbitrary schedule that I set. The reason I bring up systems is because I'm also a big fan of shortcutting things where you can. I'm sure you've heard of the concept before, 20% of the effort gets 80% of the results. The systems that I've put in place are all designed to do just that. And now that I've been using them consistently for months, I've made improvements. These are the lessons that I try to share in my videos. Hopefully you can find them valuable and help you to reach your goals. I'm sharing this because I see creators making similar mistakes, especially as AI makes it easier to repackage other people's work. But audiences can sense authenticity. If you have a channel like mine or Ed's, then reputation is everything in this space. And as Ed said in his video, you can spend years building trust and destroy it in a single video. Don't be like me. Go watch his video. It's worth your time. They say you can't redo first impressions, and I royally fucked this one up. Sorry, Ed.